Hello, and welcome to Session 3 of Love Letters to Humanity, an offering to the global community of insights and perspectives from healers, practitioners, and wellness business owners. I'm Victoria Marie, ctacc of Life and Wellness Coaching by Victoria Marie. Today, the intention of this conversation is a unique perspective on CBD health and wellness, especially in this time of COVID-19. And I have a special guest, Kailey Pondella. So going right into it, hello, Kailey, and thank you for accepting the invitation to share your unique offering and perspective to the world. So I'm going to turn it over to you, asking you to start with sharing who you are, your business, and how you got into CBD.
All right. Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm Kailey. I am the co-founder of Marro. We have a CBD and a terpene blend line. And I just wanted to kind of jumpstart things by saying thank you to you for putting this together today. I am so thankful that you are doing these recordings. You're reaching out to so many different people in the wellness space. And I really think this is important because you're shining a light on so many businesses and so many different people during this crisis and pandemic that's happening right now. And you've just been such a huge support to me, to my family, with every business project endeavor that we have going on. So I just value you and your friendship, our friendship. And so thank you.
Thank you, my dear.
So a little bit about Marro and CBD. It kind of all started about 5 years ago, I would say, just in my own mindset, not necessarily the brand. And I was working the apparel industry. I was working corporate jobs, working 12 plus hours a day, nonstop, looking to change jobs constantly to try to find happiness, looking for happiness, and really just kind of ended up in this weird space of low energy and mild depression and just working in dark corporate offices and not wanting to necessarily be there and just trying to find something really to revive me. And it was probably about right around maybe 4 years ago, I started using essential oils. And a local friend of ours in the Montrose area actually introduced me to them. I've used them before, but not really to the extent of what I was doing. And I started applying them topically, ingesting them, diffusing them, using them for skincare, using them for the animals, like just using them in any way possible that I could. And really, I found so much relief from it. So it was probably about 2 years ago, our family decided to start a wellness business and try to take on this whole essential oil aromatherapy world and see what would come out of it. And the idea was pretty much like a one-stop shop for people to find plant-based products that they could use for skincare, for their house, for their pets, whatever it might be. And we teamed up with a chemist, and the conversation started with essential oils, quickly went to terpenes, went to CBD. The ideas were endless. And so we decided to launch with CBD, kind of get our feet wet in this space. And it was great because people were already familiar with essential oils. And I think that CBD was a good introduction into this to try to familiarize people and explain that it really is another essential oil. And we just ran with it.
Well, great, because our topic today on the CBD health and wellness, like I said, especially during this time of COVID-19, but I really wanted to start with, and you already had touched on it, the misunderstanding by society as a whole in regards to CBD. I'm always really astonished how people still see it as so tied into the THC part of the plant. And I wanted to get your take on it, because in this time that we're in right now with this pandemic, I was really glad to see that it is being categorized, CBD is being categorized as an essential business. So I wanted to get your take on that.
It is incredible that it is considered an essential business. I mean, an ingredient, a word, a product that so many people hardly even knew about a year or 2 years ago. It was frowned upon. It was illegal. People weren't wanting this around. People were confused by what this was. And for it to now be considered an essential during the pandemic is just like, it's crazy to think that. But I really do think it is necessary. I mean, there's so many people that are reaching out to me on Instagram. And, if you do reach out to us on our Instagram, it's me on the other end. I am responding to all messages. And people are talking about their struggles and their issues and being laid off from their jobs and whatever it might be that they're feeling or going through right now, and to be able to offer support to them by just being an ear for them and just communicating with them through Instagram, but also offering them products that really do work and offer support during this time. And people are losing sleep, and they're stressing, and there's anxiousness and irritability and agitation. People are all cooped up in their homes, and they're restricted of what they can do, where they can go. People are struggling with money issues right now, or losing their jobs, filing for unemployment, teaching their kids. There's so much going on, and people's routines have literally just been tossed around and trying to find their new normal. And I really do think that our blends can help with that, and CBD in general, essential oils in general, can help with that right now. So I do think it's important that it's an essential to this. It might not be necessarily on a survival level of food and water, but for overall mindset and well-being, it really is essential. And just to get us out of this, funk and this space and this time and come out of it strong, I really think it will help.
Absolutely. I was watching one of the press conferences with our California governor, our mayor, and I was so pleased to hear that they are focusing on wellness and mental wellness. So that was great to hear. And of course, our state is so progressive, but without the wellness and the mental health aspect of health being cared for, your immune system becomes depleted. So truly anything natural, your product that you are sharing is essential. And I'm so glad it happened at this time. You're in the right place, offering the right type of product for people to help them, as you said, through this time. And one of the things I really wanted to ask you about, to explain your idea and the spark behind the usage of terpenes with the CBD, and how the name Marro and what that means. I know what it means, but to share with those listening in, because I think that's so instrumental and is the core of what you offer that is different than the other products out there.
The name Marro kind of started with, we wanted a name that represented not only the brand, but each product individually. We wanted it to represent everything that the brand stands for. So we were going around and around with names and concepts, and we really wanted it to have a strong meaning. And so we basically started the name thinking about the concept of bone marrow. And it's pretty much the essence of life. It is really, it does help with red blood cell production, white blood cell production, fighting off infection, allowing our body to really thrive, and it's essential. And so we started off with, you know, that concept and just providing blends that follow that same philosophy and can help people. So we decided to drop the W and kind of make up our own word, but still follow the concept of bone marrow and pretty much the essence of life. So we started with that. The concept of CBD was there. We knew we wanted to launch with the CBD brand, but also kind of tying in terpenes. And terpenes are another one of those words that people are like, what is that? I still to this day say terpenes and people just look at me with like a blank face and have no clue. And I was learning about them alongside our chemist as he was formulating, and the idea was there with essential oils. And when I was talking with him about our blends, he was like, I have something you are going to just be blown away. And so terpenes are basically, simply put, they are compounds that are extracted from plants that are actually what make up essential oils. So an essential oil could be the entire plant oils that are extracted from it to make the essential oil. But the terpenes are just the individual compounds within a particular part of a plant. So it's not necessarily the entire plant. We're isolating those terpenes and those compounds. So they are so similar in ways, but we're basically just taking out that potent isolation of the compound and blending them with the CBD. So we have an assortment of terpenes we're using, from mugwort and hops and lavender and pine needles and eucalyptus and cinnamon bark and all these amazing healing plants we're blending with the CBD to just boost the effectiveness, really.
Wonderful. And thank you for that explanation. It breaks it down where people can actually understand. And I always believe if you understand the process, your mindset can help filter that product through your body. And then your mindset, your nervous system, and your body are working in conjunction and in agreement and cooperation. And that heightens the helpful and useful effect. So my next question for you, with all the science and the information behind that you've provided, I also wanted to tap into a little bit. It seems to me that this would be sort of your personal philosophy in life and your lifestyle. Is there a separation between the product and the work that you're doing and yourself personally, or is it part of your lifestyle and your philosophy in life?
That's definitely an interesting question. I think that if you asked me this 5 years ago, it would be so different. But I think this is how the brand evolved, is that, and I evolved as a person. I think it definitely aligns with my lifestyle right now. And I honestly don't think I could start a brand, manage a brand, or be out there professing how amazing this is if I didn't truly believe in it. And I know that they work, and they work instantly. And I truly, truly feel if these blends are going to work for you, they're going to work instantly. And I think that we found that out pretty quickly in testing. And my dad was the first one to test on his low back, and he's like, this actually works. And then it was my mom next. And then we were sharing them with family and friends. And I'm calling my chemist and I'm like, you're really something. And he just smiles and laughs, because he's like, I know, I already knew they work. I already knew. You wanted to test for yourself, but go for it, And I just feel that, that's what this is about. I didn't want to be out there sharing blends that I was not 100% on, or not feeling that they were going to actually work for somebody, because I know in my daily life, when I'm trying to find my overall sense of well-being and healthy lifestyle, I want products that work. I want to be able to wake up in the morning and use something for anxiety relief, or something that's going to set the tone for the day, and something that I can aromatically smell and has a pleasant smell. And that's what I feel like the blends offer. And they truly, truly do fit into my lifestyle. And we've tried to build them where they could fit into most people's lifestyles: small bottles, convenient applicators, easy to take on the go. I just feel that it's important, not only these blends, but just to live a healthy lifestyle in general means so many different things, between diet and exercise and being out in the sun and nature. And I do think having supplements and vitamins and minerals and CBD and essential oils, all of these things contribute to an overall well-being. And I think that's the lifestyle that I live and try to get better at every day, of healthy diet and all that stuff. And I use the blends every single day. I start with the anxiety roller. At night, I use the sleep tincture. The sleep tincture is so important because it has cinnamon bark in it, which is incredible for our health alone. And then it's blended with other terpenes and CBD. And, it really does help you get into a deep sleep. And like you had mentioned before, we need sleep to boost our immune system. And especially right now, during this pandemic, anything that's compromising our immune systems is, we're going to struggle from it. So, I use them daily, and they definitely fit into my lifestyle, my family's lifestyle. My dad, he's hiking, biking, running 13 miles a day. He's rubbing the pain roller all over. I'm like, okay, calm down. You've used like a whole bottle today.
That's fantastic. Thank you for that. And it means a lot to me, because I attempt, like you said, to live a lifestyle that is in support of my entire system, physically, emotionally, spiritually, my connections. As you're talking about the product and the terpenes and the CBD and essential oils, I also was envisioning in my own business, my own practice as a life coach. I do that with all of the healers, practitioners, and wellness business owners. I have so many different people that I'm connected to, and it's important for me personally to be infused by that synergy, as well as to share them with the world. So it's not my product, but it's definitely a part of the way I do my life coaching. When I have a client who comes to me and is in need of other things, because we do get blocks. We get blocks from our mental, our emotional state, even our dietary. So I try to utilize the different practitioners and wellness businesses that I'm connected to, that I use in my everyday life, so that I can offer that to my clients. And as you were sharing about your product, I was thinking about all the wonderful people that I'm connected to, just like yourself, almost in the same ilk of your product line. So I wanted to thank you for that, because I know personally, a couple of weeks ago, I spent 3.5 hours in the planter in my backyard, pulling out succulents, repotting them to gift because they were growing wild. And then I started my herb garden. And when I came out of that, after 3.5 hours of squatting, I could barely walk. I took a shower and I literally used the muscle cramp and the pain. Instantaneously, I felt relief, and I couldn't walk. I was walking as if I had aged myself about 30 years. So thank you for the product itself and the frequency by which it vibrates and works. And thanks to your scientist, and I'm so glad you found him.
Yeah, I mean, you had shared that story with me, and I am so thankful that it works for you and it works instantly, and that you're out there sharing the products with people that you cross paths with. And, that's kind of what I feel like this is about. It's about everybody helping each other and supporting each other and helping just our community heal from a physical, metaphysical, whatever it might be, just really an overall clear mental state and overall well-being. And it's the same thing, I've been seeing a nutritionist in the past couple years and trying to improve my health with him. And he's been starting to share the blends in his practice because so many people come into him and are struggling with whatever it might be, with anxiousness, or sometimes food can't help you all the way. And he has really been drawn to the blends because it does kind of give that extra boost while you're trying to support yourself, and trying to get to this better state of wellness. And he has seen people come in with, struggling with menstrual cramps or anxiousness and irritability, and are just finding so much relief by using the blends. And so I'm so glad that you found relief instantly. I mean, that's what the idea is, right? Our society wants instant gratification. They want instantly to know that it's working for them, that they're spending this money on this product. Okay, but what is it going to do for me? And pain is the best example, because pain is black or white. You're going to notice if you're not in pain anymore. And, on an emotional level, it's a little bit harder to understand. People's mental state is so different. And I feel that with pain, it is really black and white. So if they're not in pain anymore, it's working for them. If their menstrual cramps go away, it's working for them. And I feel people feel that relief right away. And I'm glad that we can all support each other in helping our community.
Well, thank you for that. And I think you've kind of already touched on this, but I wanted to ask you, have you seen an uptick, not just in the sales, but in the inquiry about the product itself, the interest, and the collaboration, as you were just talking about with your nutritionist?
With this pandemic, I feel that around like March 15th, sales dropped off completely. I mean, it was dead. And I was just, I understood, people were struggling. People are losing their jobs. They're trying to find their new normal, and they're trying to just provide for their families with the necessities and food, and battling the grocery stores, and just trying to figure out what they're doing. And I feel that, for a good 5 days or something, while it was starting to spread around that time, a lot more in the US, and the severity was getting worse, the sales were definitely low. But I just wanted to act fast. I wanted to not act fast to get sales, but I wanted to try to reach out and continue to engage the people on Instagram and our consumers and people watching. And we offered samples. I offered samples on social media to anybody that wanted them. And oh my gosh, I woke up to hundreds of requests from people, and it was amazing. So I was shipping product, shipping samples, handwritten notes. The amount of messages I got on social media of people just sharing their stories, and nurses out there who can't sleep, having trouble sleeping, interested in the sleep products, and anxiety, people losing their jobs, people at home with their families, people feeling cooped up, agitated, irritable. And it was just incredible. I'm responding to people on social media for hours and hours. And since then, our sales have skyrocketed. I mean, it is incredible what happened in a 5-day period of me sharing samples, offering support, and really connecting with these people, almost being a therapist, almost just sitting there, letting them talk to me and share with me what is going on, and offering guidance and help of how our products could help them during this time. And it has been incredible. Like, I have literally been every single night almost in tears reading people's messages, because it's heavy what people are going through right now. And they're still seeking support. They're trying to find balance. They're trying to feel better during this time, or anything that's going to help them. And I mean, it has been incredible, just the messages and sales, and people are now buying like multiples. I feel like they're stocking up. Like, what is happening?
Yeah.
But just like most businesses out there, we definitely took a hit for a good week while this was getting worse and worse in the US. And I think people have been home for some time now and are just really looking for anything in a natural sense to support them and feel better.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. And I went through the same thing with the life coaching when I was sitting and things were heightening, and it was a shock to the system, to our global system, our system in the United States, what was going on. And at first, people were saying, well, I can't afford the life coaching. I have so many things that I have to take care of and worry about. And I started to feel worried and concerned for them. And then it, like you're talking about with the product, people are understanding I need my own support. I need to find a way for myself to either identify new ways to be creative, to um, be at home and have a sense of balance and a sense of support, finding creative ways to express themselves, whether it's artistically, whether it's in new endeavors and making money in a new way. So all of a sudden, in the last couple of weeks, I've noticed a lot more outreach to what I'm doing. And so for myself, I love it. I'm very, very busy, and sometimes it's a little too much for my household. But like you were saying, the stories that I'm hearing, they bring me to tears, and to be able to help someone move through, whether it's emotionally and mentally, or to find a new identity on how to create income, how to be creative, how to express yourself. And so for myself, I went through that initial shock with everybody else, thinking, oh no. But then I always trust the universe. I always trust that what I'm doing and what I'm being called to do is at the right time for the right reasons. And if somebody doesn't understand that, that's okay. But they usually come back around because they eventually digest and hear, this is on my behalf. And if I don't take care of myself, and I don't pay attention to my mental well-being, my emotional well-being, my spiritual well-being, along with my health, my immune system will be compromised. And then what? So, like what you were saying about your business, I underwent the same thing. And now I'm so grateful that people are understanding self-care. And like I said, that press conference the other day that was talking about mental health and wellness, it's it's so important right now. Right now is a pivotal time in our humanity. And so doing these videos, offering people to see who you are and what you do, and how you are able to help them is fantastic. So thank you for that. And I kind of wanted to wrap this up with this last question about at this moment in time, and I think you've already touched on it, but what has it come to teach you, Kailey Pondella, at this time, and how are you sharing that?
And I feel that what's happening right now I have been thinking about it a lot from my own perspective and also through Marro. And just the sense of feeling that I get connecting through people is that people are looking for guidance. And on Instagram, someone messaged me and said, "Thank you for putting people over profit through sharing samples." And I can't stop thinking about it. I just feel there's so many brands out there that are trying to advertise and market and graphics and digital media and all these things that are happening, and it's so much noise. And I understand it. People are trying anything to promote their brands and get their products out there. And I just feel that this whole thing has made me really sit back and just think, there's so many people out there right now, so many people in fear, so many people experiencing anxiety and have very little people to turn to, or maybe it's more comfortable to turn to social media than to face to one of their, family members or friends. And there is something about, me and our Instagram that I've seen that is offering that comfortability to people. And this whole pandemic has just made me sit back for a minute, analyze what's going on. I didn't react for a while on social media. I was kind of quiet for a while, just trying to process everything that was going on. And I'm just trying to look at this as an opportunity. And my dad, he's like, there's opportunity in everything. And so, and I'm taking his advice of just being positive and really looking at this as like, for my own personal self, anytime there's an opportunity given to you, say yes to this, say yes to whatever it is. And especially with Marro, is just really starting to kind of revamp the way we're doing things and really stop pushing the brand and pushing the brand and pushing the products. It's more of just taking a step back and just listening to people, listening to what they want and how we can support them, and almost being a therapist in a way, alongside offering our products that we feel can help. And it's kind of going along with what we're doing for the brand as a whole going forward, is offering more terpene-based blends. Not everything's going to have CBD going forward. And just keeping this whole wellness philosophy going on, and just really taking a seat and step back of just trying to listen to people and be there for people. And the reaction we've gotten so far during the pandemic is just really people seeking help and guidance. And I think we have to listen to that. I have to listen to that as the owner of the brand, and just for myself. And even my friends personally, have been wanting to Skype more often. My best friends live in Illinois and Texas. I'm like, I hardly talk to them anyways, but I'm like, this pandemic has made us talk even more, because people are just, wanting that interaction and that human interaction, and just to be heard. So it's definitely been eye-opening, and I think good things will come out of this. I have hope that they will.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you, for you to share your thoughts and intentions on this. I greatly appreciate it. I adore you and think you are such a light in this world. I'm so privileged to know you and to watch you grow and expand. So thank you for that. Thank you for being part of the community that I receive from and I get to give to. And we'll see how we all come through all of this. But it is people like you, businesses like you, that are shedding light on the wellness, the whole person wellness. And I think that also means the wellness for our communities, especially globally. So thank you so much, Kailey. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. And just to kind of keep, positivity going and momentum going, we want to offer a giveaway. So we were kind of thinking, I was thinking our best sellers, which is our sleep tincture and our pain roller. So maybe we could do whoever shares this video the most on YouTube or Facebook. We can kind of keep a lookout and they can get, see here, these guys.
Yes. How
Yes.
fantastic. Well, thank you so much for that. I am sure we will get a lot of responses, and by Tuesday of next week, we'll call who it is that wins your wonderful package.
Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. Yay.
Okay.
Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it. And this was great.
Thank you so much.